Hi, I'm Cindy Abbott for Behind the Camera, and I'm here with Greg and Greg Robbins, both of you. And you're in the middle of this Diary of a Lunatic. Tell me a little bit about this. We've talked before, but you started out as a stuntman, right, Greg?
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised in Los Angeles and started in stunts in '79.
And brought the son along then?
Yes, my son started doing stunts at around 15, 16 years old. We're martial artists. He's been doing martial arts for a lot of years. He's now 25, and he choreographed this entire battle scene.
Well, in fact, Greg, tell me what's happening here because we've been watching this and it's pretty involved.
Yeah, what's going on is like there's this huge battle scene, and right now we're just breaking it up, and so we're seeing a little bit of everything that's going on between our group of assassins, guardians, and all the aliens that are part of this world.
Now, to get people ready for this, do you take average actors and then teach them the skills, or are these people that have already done these kinds of stunts before?
It's been a lot of that. We have actors that have never done stunts before that he has taught, and then we have martial artists from our martial arts school. We belong to Master Carinos in Amherst, and we turned them into stunt people. And then he choreographed this entire thing. We rehearsed it for about 3 months, and then here we are.
Where do you get the idea? I mean, how do you know what this is supposed to look like, how it's going to translate on camera?
I just read through the script, get to know the characters, and trying to base what they would actually do in a fight off of that. And with like utilized characters like our assassins and stuff, I kind of give them your standard punches and kicks and something fancy here and there.
What's the biggest sort of misconception that people have about doing stunts? I mean, what is the thing that you have to either unlearn or learn when you're training people?
What you have to learn is where to place your blows and your attacks. That not only looks good for camera, but looks good to the audience.
Now, was this a profession that you wanted your son to get involved in? Because you've been doing this all your life. You started out as a stuntman, right? I mean, that's how you spent most of your career.
Yes, ma'am. I started off as a stuntman and made a living at it. And then I never thought in a million years that they would follow my footsteps. Not only my son, but my daughter. But she's pregnant right now, so she's not doing stunts. They wanted to join the action family, and they're acting in stunts. And so we have Robbins Stunt Team.
Well, now this film has a particular niche that you've been doing these films. It's not a huge budget film. It's actually a small budget film. But how did you get into that? I mean, how would you define the kinds of movies that you make?
Well, this is a TV series, a 6-episode TV series called Diary of a Lunatic, and all of my life I've always wanted to do something that enhanced life. My grandfather used to say, "Leave this planet better than you found it." And I thought I could do it through storytelling. And I like to do products, and we like to do products that have lots of action, lots of funny, and a little bit of a heart to it. So I think that Diary of a Lunatic has it. He's being quite modest when he says standard punches and kicks and with a few fancy things. This is pretty high level right here. And it raised the bar on us quite a bit. That's why we've had so much rehearsal and 3 cameras and an aerial going on.
What's it like working with your family? I mean, being this close, a lot of times people look for a profession in which they can get away from, a mom and dad and the kids and whatever.
Yeah, it's nice because I know what they want and they know what I want, and we could come to a middle ground if we don't agree on something. Yeah. So it's pretty fun.
And for you came to this area, about 10 years ago, and you said, I talked to you before, and you said, I'm not going to leave. I love it. What happened?
Everybody just showed us love and kindness, and the Film Commission's been wonderful to us. And I love Amherst, and now...
And that's where you live now, right?
Yeah, we live in Amherst, and my son lives 10 minutes away in North Tonawanda. My daughter and her husband and my future grandchild live in Orchard Park. And our family's growing.
Well, now, you said this is part of a 6-part series. What number is this one?
6.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this is the finale.
Yeah, this is the big one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
How do you find this area, as far as you mentioned the Film Commission, but are you able to find good, actors and techs that you need to work on this?
Yeah, this is 100% Western New York crew. My DP, Matt Nardone, and I have been doing this together for 10 years. The camera guys you see, about 7, 8 years. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, costume designers, and we've all been together for a long time. And now Indie Studios, ran by Matt Nardone. He has a studio. All of our studio stuff was shot here. And Buffalo is very kind to us when it comes to locations. The apartment building that this takes place in before we come to the planet of Grueling Wishes is Bidwell Manor on Bidwell in downtown Buffalo.
So the whole city has really sort of gotten involved in this. There's a lot of young people. I notice lots of young faces in this film. What kind of advice do you give for kids that might think this is the profession they want to follow?
Stick true to what you know. Do what you know you're good at is what I have to give them. Like, I'm good at stunts, so I like to stick to stunts. And if you like to be behind the camera and directing people, stick behind the camera and direct people. Do what you need to do.
And what would you add to that, because you've seen it a few more years?
Honestly, just stay at it. Longevity. That would do exactly what he's saying, and keep at it.
Well, I want to thank both of you for taking time out of this busy day, and I hope that all of you will tune back in for another episode of Behind the Camera.